What's up guys, it's AB here, and today I'm bringing you guys the best video ever posted to CallofDragons. Over 30 hours of time was put into making this video happen. So please like, subscribe, and if you're feeling generous today, feel free to drop some gifted memberships or super chats if you want to continue seeing content like this. Enjoy the video. Today we will be covering the following things: scouting, mana villages, new behemoths, movement through zones, Augerstone timelines, conquest achievements and end of season rewards, policies, how to get Nien, and the Way of Hsi-Ho guide. So, scouting. Guys, I kind of did a thing. I may or may not have spent 18 hours scouting the entire map within 2 days, but since I'm the fastest scouter on planet Earth, I can give you some advice. First, abuse the auto exploration feature. To view this, you need to go into your scout camp and toggle it on, and you can get 2 hours per day. Second, Zone 1 takes 45 minutes to scout, Zone 2 takes 40 minutes to scout, Zone 3 takes 45 minutes, and the final zone takes 1 hour and 45 minutes to scout. Last detail on the scouting front, when you go to your policies, the first one increases your scouting speed. You need to get that maxed as soon as possible. Now, I expect some nice comments from you guys, because the reason I scouted the entire map was for this purpose, finding every single mana village in every single zone. Leaderships and players, you're welcome. For those who don't know, we get 2 brand new behemoths this season, the Gear Sentry and the Shadow Dragon. Detailed guides will be created once these 2 behemoths are able to be defeated. Now I want to explain how we will move around the map this season. Every Zone 1 has access to 2 Ancestor statues, 2 Zone 2s, and 1 Zone 3. You will first move into Zone 2, then you will move into Zone 3 from your Zone 1, which is initially uncontested, but before Final Zone opens, Pass 4 opens, which gives Zone 2 access to other Zone 3s. This is how you connect with your allies and invade your enemies. After this, Final Zone opens, but note that you can be completely blocked out of Final Zone if you are denied access to Zone 3. So here's all the Augerstone timelines. I'm just going to leave this on screen for a few seconds, but I'm just going to keep it short and not go through everything, but you guys can screenshot it and do what you want with it. Now let's discuss the end of season rewards and how to obtain ambers this season. First, you gain 1 amber by occupying 6 gear sentries at the end of the season. There's 2 gear sentries per zone 2, which means up to 2 warbands can get up. Second, if you occupy the dragon at the end of the season, you gain 2 ambers. Third, if you gain 2 million prestige and your warband gets 500 million merits, you gain 1. Fourth, if you resource heal 15 million troops, you gain 1 amber. And last, if you earn 12 million merits, you gain 1 amber as well. Now onto policies. So I'm going to just try and fly through these as fast as possible because there's a lot. But to begin with, Scout Haste, get that maxed. 30% march speed for your scouts makes a huge difference. And then Spirit Speaker, 100% amount gain of Nien through daily quests and chests, makes a huge difference as well. And then you're going to want Spiritual Surplus, which increases your max energy from 200 to 300, which makes a really big difference. And then as for the free healing and resource healing ones, I recommend going Stockpile on both of those. And then the next one, I recommend going Psychromancer's Celerity. This one basically makes the cooldown for Raise a Remedy from 3 hours to 2 hours and 24 minutes. And if you were to go Chronomancer's Celerity, your Temporal Trap cooldown would be from 40 minutes to 32 minutes, which really is not a big impact, so I'd rather go the one that, makes the biggest difference. Moving on, Diligence all the way. If you don't run Diligence, you're throwing. Don't throw for your team. Make an impact. Go Diligence. Then moving on to medical supplies or medic recruitments. This depends on you. I would probably recommend going the free healing one. Increases your elixir production by 100,000. It seems pretty dang good, especially if you're running the stockpile. You'll gain an extra 100,000 a day. For the final tiers, it's important to run the 5.5% elixir production speed and the 15% daily resource healing increase. Since we already picked up stockpiles, we don't need to do it again. Due to Timeless Treasury, you will need a lot of healing this season, whether it's war or trading merits. So this is by far the best route to take when it comes to policies this season. So the developers kind of lied on how you obtain Nien. So here's how you actually obtain it. You can complete daily objectives, you can complete season stories, you can visit villages around wonders, can be purchased in the Timeless Treasury. And last but not least, you can defeat Shadow Citadels in Zone 2, Zone 3, and Zone 4 to get Nien. Now comes the long-awaited Hsi-Ho guide. To create the best guide possible, I could not do it alone. So, I decided to bring 4 special guests on to help us learn what is best to pursue based off your troop main.
Hi, I'm Hsi-Ho from PTX. I'm a dedicated infantry main, and here was some running for Season 3. So firstly, for Ray of Remittance, you want to start with Impetuous, which give you 15% attack, which is an insane buff to have. Afterwards, you want Ending, which increases skill duration by 10 minutes, which actually just give you the 15% attack more and more. After that, like, you are between 2 options, which is Energy Absorption. It's actually insane for blinkers and staff plays behind for your infantry. But if you actually run any other march other than infantry, like mages or anything, you want to go with momentum for the overall that it gives you. And it definitely have to give you some testing about the rallies and the garrison first. If that work, if the momentum work in rallies, then it's super OP to have. Moving on to Moral Trap, you want to start with Frost Armor, which actually gives you 20% less damage taken for 10 seconds after your freeze end, which is an insane buff for any infantry main, especially if you are running 4 to 5 infantry. After that, you want the Flash Freeze to reduce your skill cooldown by 20 minutes, which gonna be more useful to have it more often. Moving to that, where the last option is Timely Aid to only freeze your legions, so you're able to freeze only your infantry and your friend's infantry to get more of that damage reduction buff.
Thank you, Shizo. I appreciate that. Now moving on to Cavalry.
Hey everyone, this is Fluffy Waffles from Luno Server 5. For my Cavalry next season, I'm going to be running Razor Remedy with Impetus, which gives 50% attack, Unending, which increases the skill duration by 10 minutes, and then the last tier you have 2 options between Energy Absorption and Momentum. Energy Absorption could be great for more survivability, but I think overall Momentum is stronger, especially if you're going to be playing range as well. The skill can also kind of be cheese if you kill, let's say, 2 million workhorses real quick, then you get the 20% damage and just go straight into battle. For the second tier groups, I would pick Temporal Trap, and then for the first set, I would pick Frostbound, which slows enemy legions by 50% for 10 seconds after time freeze ends. And then I would choose Flash Freeze, which reduces the skill's cooldown by 20 minutes. And lastly, I would pick Impediment. Time freeze only affects enemy legions, and I would use this set of skills to run away from enemies if I get jumped or overnumbered during cav battles.
Thank you, Fluffy. Appreciate it. Now moving on to Archers.
Hello, this is SP from TFS. For the next season, I'm running on the Race of Remedy. Impetus, which increases attack by 50%. Unending, increases skill duration by 10 minutes. And Energy Absorption, your Legion heals 50% of your damage dealt. This is very good, especially for Archers, to be able to get rid of the tanks, cavs, and most people out of position. For the second skill, which is Temporal Trap, it's going to be Frostbound, which means enemies lose 50% march speed for 10 seconds after time freeze ends. This gives you like a pretty big margin to get the kills or incapacitate the enemy. It's going to be also Flash Freeze, which reduces the cooldown by 20 minutes. You gotta be able to do that every time. And Impediment, which time freeze only affects enemy legions. It can also work, I'm assuming, with friendly legions, but enemy legions is just a given the slow and the freeze.
Thank you, SP. Now, last but not least, your one and only eyebrow, Guns with the Mages.
What is going on, guys? It's your guys' boy Guns from TFS. As you guys know, I'm like 80% mage. So for Raise of Remedy, for Aptitude 1, I would do Impetus for the extra 15% attack needed to help DPS those tank down. Moving on to Aptitude 2, I would use Unending, increases the skill's duration by 10 minutes. I just feel like this would be more useful considering this game's fights are more in like spurts, like 2, 3, 4 hours of fighting. So increasing the skills duration by 10 minutes, I feel like would be more beneficial. And then going into the aptitude 3 of Rays of Remedy, I would go momentum. Getting that additional damage, especially mage players like myself that play really ratty, and you know, positioning is everything for us. We can definitely stack up to 20% damage with momentum, allowing to increase the DPS needed to get through those nasty tanks. Alright guys, moving on to the second skill. I will be going on to Temporal Trap. I'm not picking Dimensional Duel because I feel like that's more of a tank and cav and archer thing. We mages, you know, would like to avoid a 1v1 and would rather do 4, 5, 3 mage bombs. So moving on to Temporal Trap with the aptitude 1, I would first go with Frostbound. So, you know, enemy legions lose 50% extra march speed. This is going to allow for more utility for the mages, slowing down either that cav bomb that's coming or the infantry that's coming towards your front line, allowing you guys more space to gain an advantage in the field. Moving on to the second aptitude, I went with Permafrost, so it increases the duration of time freeze by 15 seconds, right? 15 seconds in the field, as we know, makes a major difference in the field. Going on to aptitude 3, I went with Impediment. Time freeze only affects enemy legion, so everything is focused on that utilization of slowing down the enemies to gain the advantage.
Great stuff, Guns. I want to take a moment to thank Hsi-Ho, Fluffy, SP, and Guns. Without them, this video wouldn't have been as amazing as it is. And an even bigger shout out to Hyper for coaching me through this difficult editing process. Thank you all for watching this video to the end. In total, it has taken me over 40 hours to create, so I appreciate all the time you guys have taken out of your day to watch my hard work. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.